much crowd. Let's take a look at the comments. TJ Mark Concept tweeting said, we are aware the crowd are from Edo, Cross River, Port Harcourt. It is not a soccer contest, agreed. However, your boss never achieved anything. PDP is a religion in the South, in particular Akwa Ibom. I repeat, your rigging will not take you anywhere. Prepare to hand over to HE Atiku. From TJ Mark Concept, we saw that tweet, and we'll take a look at the Twitter user TweetMexi tweet and said, with the empty seats behind Buhari in Akwa Ibom in a zonal rally, I don't see him winning at all in the South. History will always repeat itself. Let's take a look at this Twitter user Ogbeni Oladele Samuel tweeting at Drastic Someone said, breaking news, while Oshibajo is buying markets, President Buhari just bought Akwa Ibom Stadium. Cash. From that Twitter user, let's take a look from Ambassador_Abbas tweeting said, the beginning of the end for Buhari, South rejects him. Thank you, my people. Of course, the pictures attached to this tweet, you can see some empty seats while President Buhari was speaking. But let's take a look at another Twitter user tweeting on this matter. Let's go on to the next slide. Mr. Ripley07 said, by the time Buhari started speaking, they had gone. They will take your cash and vote their conscience. You can see empty seats behind Oshomole. Let's see, you can see these are the screenshots from that event. You can see when President Buhari was speaking, there were a lot of empty seats behind while the president was speaking at that campaign flag off, which is something that is quite interesting if you understand how people are mobilized for political rallies in Nigeria. This is President Buhari speaking at that rally. You can see all the empty seats at that event. Quite an interesting development. But let's go on and take a look at more developments that happened from this issue. Joe Igbokwe, the spokesperson of the APC in Lagos State, has been called out for peddling fake news. One of the images he shared with Nigerians on his Facebook page was actually fake. This was what he shared. According to him, this was the crowd that welcomed President Buhari in Akwa Ibom, Uyo. This was what he circulated on Facebook. South makes history. I cannot believe this. This is from Joe Igbokwe, the spokesperson of the APC in Lagos. But the Guardian is telling us a different story. Let's take a look at what the Guardian is saying about this. In a report by the Guardian newspaper, 2 images shared by Joe Igbokwe, the Lagos State APC Publicity Secretary, to show a massive turnout at the party's campaign rally in Uyo are fake and deceptive. Let's take a look at excerpts from that report. 2 images shared by Joe Igbokwe, the Lagos State APC Publicity Secretary, to show a massive turnout at the party's campaign rally in Uyo are fake and deceptive. Igbokwe, in a bid to show off the massive turnout at the campaign, uploaded some pictures showing massive crowd at the stadium on his Facebook wall on Friday, with the caption, South makes history. I cannot believe this. Let's go on to the next slide and take a look at more details from that report. Having reverse searched the images in the post, which had jeered 406 shares at report time, the Guardian can report that the 2 images are not only phony, but have also been miscontextualized, as one of the pictures does not relate to a political rally or even Nigeria. Our findings showed that the first image was taken on August 29, 2007, showing a Spanish La Liga club, Barcelona Stadium. Also, the tent in the middle is not the same with the ones in the pictures shared by the party on its social media pages, and also, ostensibly for security reasons, there was no huge crowd at the back of the tent used for the podium, whereas Igbokwe's image showed massive crowd behind the podium. Joe Igbokwe peddling fake news on social media on his Facebook page. The photograph he shared of the purported crowd at the APC presidential rally in the Akwa Ibom State is fake. It is not true. Collins Umma tweeting said, APC chieftain and core Buharist Joe Igbokwe posted this photo and said it is from Buhari's rally in Uyo. His people believed. See the number of shares. Small check like this, we discovered it is picture of Barcelona Stadium, Camp Nou in Spain. Which kind of lie is this? Let's take a look at more reactions from Nigerians on this matter. Call Me Benfigo tweeting said, Joe Igbokwe occupies a respectable office as the publicity secretary of the Lagos APC. Yet, he has since become a notorious purveyor of fake news on social media. That no party leader had deemed it fit to call him to order is quite unfortunate. Let's go on and take a look at this tweet from Dan10. Tweeting said, anything that comes from the Joe Igbokwe, to me, it's always lies and more lies, and he's always caught. But he doesn't stop because he's addicted to it. Dan10 tweeting, Stephen Ekechi too said, that shows how even the party itself is being run on fake and empty promises. If a person highly placed as Igbokwe could do this, from Stephen Ekechi too, we saw that tweet over that issue that is currently generating some talk in the social media. But let's go on And take a look. Okay, one more comment. Bulgari 90 said, if truly the crowd was massive, APC rally, then why is Uncle Joe Igbokwe lying with his posts? Why not post only original images from the rally? Why take images from the internet? Shame. Yeah, the smear. I stand with Better Nigeria. Let's get Nigeria working again from that Twitter user. And Sports Minister Solomon Dalong is trending in the social media. Okay, this was what he wore for a cultural event in his home state, Plateau State, and this has generated some conversation in the social media. Nigerians are reacting to this. This is the Sports Minister Solomon Dalong, kitted in a special traditional attire of his native tribe in Plateau State. Let's go on and take a look at how this sparked off a reaction in the social media. From Faro tweeting said, "This is unhinged. Solomon Dalong, a minister Buhari spent 6 months to find. He goes to the marketplace half-clad and then clowns around in the name of culture. He once said he didn't have any rewards for our victorious national soccer team because he didn't think they would win." He attached these images. Let's take a look at the images proper again. These are images from that event. Let's go on to the next slide and take a look again at another photograph. This is still the Sports Minister Solomon Dalong. Let's go on again and take a look at the minister in his traditional attire for that traditional event which happened in Plateau State. But let's go on and take a look at how Nigerians were reacting to that Twitter user who called out the minister. The Black Genius said, "This is why inferiority complex will always make people like you feel second-class citizens when compared to the whites. This is a cultural event he was attending. Being a minister isn't relevant here. Even presidents take their clothes off in Mecca to tie the white cloth." Very, very solid point there from Abbas Oladepo tweeting said, "That was a former president of South Africa practicing his culture. Is anything wrong in identifying with one's culture?" A lot of Nigerians coming to the support of Solomon Dalong, the sports minister, after he was called out by Farouk Perugi for dressing the way he dressed. Cosby Black tweeting said, "Oga, it's okay for you to have no respect for Buhari or Dalong, but show some respect for our culture and tradition. If there is anything Dalong hasn't messed up as minister, it would probably be his choice of traditional attire." And then from this Twitter user, Israel Uyo tweeting said, "There is nothing wrong with this. Sportsmen do take off their shirts even in celebration. If you were in a boxing ring, would you say this?" Nigerian supporting the sports minister for his traditional attire that we just saw. And then from Mr. Ucheya tweeting said, "This tweet doesn't hold any water at all. We may not agree with the sports minister on so many things, but not certainly on this one. He's an African who is proud of his culture. The dance requires being half naked, and so be it." I'm yet to see what is wrong with Solomon Dalong. Solomon Dalong getting the support of a lot of Nigerians. I will move on to this issue that has also generated some talk in the social media. Former president of Nigeria, Alhaji Shehu Shagari, passed on Friday. He was 93 years old. But let's take a look at how this generated some talk. President Muhammadu Buhari paid a condolence visit and he tweeted, he said, "Today, I paid a condolence visit to the family of former President Shehu Shagari in Sokoto. May his soul rest in peace and may Almighty Allah comfort the family." Of course, trust Nigerians to react. And these are the reactions already. Ezioma Chinedu tweeting said, "Hope you remember that you overthrew him and put him under house arrest. And you have the temerity to say he was a humble and good man. Hope you drank Atiku's Faro water that they served you. That's a product of a productive president to be." Ha, shots fired. Okay. Ejiaya George tweeting said, "I wonder how you will be looking them in the face and be saying, 'Yes, I overthrew your father and locked him in detention, though he was a good man. But they should be consoled because you only kept him under house arrest and locked his vice at Kirikiri Maximum Prison." Ejiaya George tweeting yesterday. Let's take a look at KC Niger. Buhari served Atiku's Faro water and juice during his condolence visit to late ex-president Shehu Shagari. I'm not sure how he expects to be in the good books of Shagari family. He ended Shagari's second term in a coup. Look at the head of the family. He's not having any of it from Buhari. This image, which is attached to this tweet, let's take a look at the image in the next slide. It's actually generating some talk already in the social media. You can see President Muhammadu Buhari seated there with members of the Shagari family, and those are the refreshments that were served. And the bottled water that was served is actually Atiku's Faro water that was served to Buhari when he visited the Shagari family on a condolence visit. Quite an ironic statement there, if you ask me. But let's go on and take a look at Let's take a look at the next slide, please. From Senator Shehu Sanusi reacting to the passing of former President Shehu Shagari, he said, President Shehu Shagari never called anyone a thief and never called himself a saint. He just lived a self-evident and exemplary life of honesty and modesty. He was the first and the last of the titans of the aborted Second Republic. May Allah grant him Al-Jannah Fidausi. Amen. From Shehu Sani there, mourning the exit from the scene of the former president of Nigeria, Alhaji Shehu Shagari. He was 93 years old. We go on to Instagram now, where this story is trending. Lagos community holds prayer session for their new transformer. The Ahmadiyya community in Lagos yesterday held a prayer session for their new transformer shortly after its installation. In the prayer, led by one of the residents, they told God to prevent any current capable of burning their houses and their children from entering the transformer. They also begged God not to allow Satan use the transformer against them. Trust Nigerians. Let's take a look at this video and the comments that followed.
Téèyàn fífẹ́ ayọ̀ gbé lórúkọ Jésù olùdájọ́ sọ̀kalẹ̀ sáà olùwàgbọ́ àdúrà ògo ni fún Ọlọ́run ló gbà wá Jésù Olúwa wa. Amina. Amina.
Well, I'm not Yoruba and did quite understand what they said, but I'm sure Shola can translate for us. Ikorax posting on Instablock Nigeria said, this is very necessary as the electricity problem is now spiritual. Ereloba posting on Instablock Nigeria said, God will sometimes be laughing at some Nigerians' prayer point. Now, wow. And from Ungod Sandescent posting said, in all things, prayer is needed. My street should hold a deliverance session for us. And there are more comments yesterday from Outfit NG. A very large percentage of prayer points in Nigeria are basic amenities provided by the government abroad. Imagine praying over a transformer after maybe months without power when electricity is 24/7 constant abroad. Shalewa posting said, God, please save Nigeria so we won't have to pray over basic amenities. I can bet these people have been in darkness for a while. Well, funny, but actually a very touching situation is the reality that we face in Nigeria. Infrastructural development still a big issue here. Let's go on to this other issue that was trending. Boy is seen beating a masquerade because of money at an event in Ekulobia, Anambra State. Can you beat that? In the past, it used to be people were afraid of masquerade, but in this video you're about to watch, a boy was actually, dealing with the masquerade on the ground. Let's take a look at the video and the comments that followed. Okay, did you see the masquerade rolling on the ground? Okay, let's take a look at the comments. Fortune paintings, drawings. This generation don't have any respect for their cultures. If it were in the olden days, who are you to fight? I'm from Small Femi. That's what's up. Masquerade or not, this is recession, Ogbeni. If you do anyhow, you go see anyhow. From Nnamdi Hansen, he who wrestles with the spirits should be his title. And then we go on to the last set of comments. Admirable Dikadon posting said, nonsense caption, this is my village in Ekulobia and the boy was being rescued from the masquerade. From Kennedy Obi posting said, Nigeria has put man against spirits. What can poverty not cause? That girl saying, they said, masquerade deserves the beating. Those people can be violent at times. Interesting times we are in. This is where we draw the curtain on Kakaaki Social today and this year. What a beautiful way to end the year, guys. Well, you guys have been with us all this while on Kakaaki Social. Thank you so much for supporting us. Thank you for following us. Please continue to follow the conversation on all our social media platforms. I am Ohimaya Maize, handing over back now to Chiko Dinaka and Shola.
A big happy new year to you, Imai. Thanks for what you've been bringing us with the team on Kakaaki Social. Thumbs up.
Happy new year to you too, and to Chikodi.
Of course, we hope to see you in the new
Next year.
Thank you very much. By the grace of God, thank you.